Welcome to the MFR Coaches podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hammell. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. Today, we are celebrating the transformation of Foundation student Emily Chiado, a myofascial release therapist from Peru, Illinois. Emily came into Foundations thinking she'd spend a year getting her business in order and be done. Now, in her second year, she says she can't imagine leaving the program because the program has changed not just her business, but her life. From learning how to sell MFR with confidence to raising her rates to becoming fully booked for the first time ever, Emily's story is a masterclass in what happens when you combine consistent coaching with belief in what's possible. Let's dive in and hear how Emily turned her small town practice into a thriving, confident business that continues to grow month after month. Emily, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here. Can you share what your business looked like before joining Foundations?
Yes, I was charging $75 and felt like that was a really big leap for me. I was overworked and thinking very small. Very poverty mentality. Yes, I'm working crazy hours. And while I always felt like I had boundaries, pretty good boundaries as far as not working beyond what I wanted to, I still would sneak in different clients just to pay a car payment. And really, I would work all month long for a car payment. That was it. That's all I could afford. And so, yes, that was.
Okay. Very, very cool. I'm sure that didn't feel cool at the time, but what made you decide that coaching was the next right step for you?
I've been listening to your program since I started MFR seminars and heard about you. And after experiencing some healing crisis and thinking divorce was my next option as far as my life goes. And then I thought I just need to take the leap because I need to set myself up to be able to support myself, or I'm going to have to get another job. It's one or the other. And I just covered my eyes and clicked the submit button and I signed up.
That's awesome. You mentioned thinking 1 year of coaching would be enough. What shifted that made you want to stay for that second year?
I felt like I just love the community. I love everybody's efforts, as well as yours, of course. And to support, to different ideas bouncing. I also didn't feel like I could delve in because I was only taking little bits at a time from the course, that I felt like I needed another year to be able to go through all of the modules in the course. And then also, there's just nothing comparable to the support. And as things come up and as my business grows, I have more issues. I have more problems. I have different things. I guess maybe not more, but maybe a shift in different problems that I would like help with. And also, again, the support of the community is just incredible. And I've never experienced anything like it.
Oh, I love that. For sharing that. In your wins log, there are moments like handing out brochures at hospitals and connecting with other business owners. What do you think helped you to start putting yourself out there? Like, did that feel natural to you, or was that something you learned in coaching? How did you make the leap to being able to meet people in person and put yourself out there like that?
It was definitely not natural to me, but through, again, the encouragement of you and the community, being comfortable with the uncomfortable and really relishing in being awkward and Also joining the local chamber of commerce, I felt like gave me more opportunities to go out and meet people and do things. I joined a gym, and that way I could just be more visible. I haven't really gotten to the point where I'm talking a lot, although I did get a client from an exercise class. So that was cool. But it wasn't like really the goal for the gym was just to be more visible so people could see you in the community.
Do you think coaching helped you get past any hesitations or fear of that visibility? Like, was it from something you heard in coaching or some coaching that you got that allowed you to go up to that person in your exercise class and be like, hey, I'm an MFR therapist. I can help you.
I can't say that there's a specific thing you ever said, but it's just just reiterating all the time in coaching that to be introduce yourself as an MFR therapist and say, I can help you, and be curious about other people, which I constantly have to remind myself to be curious about other people because I'm just in my head.
Yeah, I have to too. I have to. Let me tell you everything about me. And it's like, oh, maybe I should ask people about that. What can we do?
Right.
We're humans. Right. So just to revisit back to what you were talking about at the top of the call, you mentioned that when you first came into coaching, you were contemplating getting a divorce and you wanted to set yourself up so that you could have security if you were going to become a single person to support yourself. And that meant either making this business work or getting a separate job. Where are you at now with that?
So as far as the divorce is concerned, I really love when I think about back to when we first started with divorce as an option to now. I love looking back at this and reflecting and knowing where we are now in such a good place. But I feel like I had to channel my inner Heather and ask these questions to him and also lay down the law, not in a tyrannical person, but this is my life. This is what I'm doing. You can take it or leave it. You can support me, or you can just, I'm going to start not telling you things, and you can choose how that's going to be for you. Mm-hmm. And then also trying to get curious at channeling my inner Heather, getting curious about why he thinks the way he thinks and why he's not wanting me to do anything and tampering me down. And so I thank you for what you do and, letting me take part in that. And so now we're good. We've grown a lot. And I think it's through this coaching program and also through MFR of waiting at the barrier and waiting for things to happen, but just being there. And I think that's so cool.
I love that. I'm so happy to hear that you were able to come to a point where you don't have to get a divorce and you've been able to kind of heal that relationship and make it what you want it to be, like the experience that you want to have, at the same time as making your business the experience that you want to have with that as well. And I do think a lot of times our personal and our business are tied together, and whatever is going on in our personal life can be reflected in our business. And sometimes what's going on in our business can be reflected into our personal life. And being able to have tools that work in both places is really, really important. So it's nice that you've been able to make the tools in the program work for you in your personal life too.
Yes.
So let's talk about selling and confidence and rate increases, because you've had all of these things occur. I noticed a turning point around July when you raised your rate and immediately started booking clients at your new price. What was that experience like?
That was so terrifying and so exciting. I've been thinking about it since April. And when I finally did it, I was so scared, but people started booking. And then, you talk about sometimes dress for success, I went out and I was like, well, if I'm going to charge this rate, I have to feel like this rate. So I bought some new clothes and felt feeling so good. So that felt really good to be in feeling good from the inside out. And also the shift mentally that you talk about too, when I started believing and doing the mind work. And also I felt like a big thing for me too was writing down every single day if I had a new client or if a client was at the end of their package, that talking about it in the past tense, that I am so thankful that this person bought a new package, or I'm so thankful that this person booked another session. And 9 times out of 10, they did.
That's awesome. I love your kind of mental and emotional preparation for the rate change. Like you said, going out and like buying new outfits that made you feel like you were embodying the role of the person you were becoming who could charge that rate. And just something simple like that. And I think it's really important too, like dressing the role. Like, who do I need to be in order to have what I want? And maybe I'm not in 10 out of 10 belief there yet, but what kind of costuming can I create for this? Or what kind of environment do I make for myself? Who is the person that's doing these things that I want to do? How do I embody that? So that's really, really great strategy. And I think something easy that someone just listening to this podcast could pick up that and do, like, oh, maybe if I gave myself 20 extra minutes in the morning to wash my hair or do my hair or put on something that makes me feel good is going to make a difference in how I show up in the treatment room. And little things like that really do make a difference, I think, as well.
I think so too. I think through MFR too, through past things that have happened, I was never able to spend a whole lot of time looking at myself because I didn't have time for that, nor was, yes, it was just not, I did not want to look at myself. So I was always like a 5-minute get ready and go. And so since like through MFR, through this coaching program, the belief work, I've been enjoying and getting to know myself more. And then also like enjoying putting makeup on in the morning and enjoying spending that time with myself at the end of the day too, to wash it off. And it's so special.
I love that. I've created that for myself too. And I think it's like a fun ritual for me, is like getting ready in the morning and like applying makeup. I love like trying to come up with new makeup looks or doing my hair differently every day. And sometimes, yeah, I'm like going to have a bun or wear my hair in a ponytail, but I do feel differently when I put in some effort on purpose, and not because I have to, but because I want to. You know, there's a difference.
Yes, absolutely.
And the whole taking it off at the end of the day and taking really good care of your skin and all of that stuff. I like that too. What did it feel like when you sold your first package at your new rate, or when you got like your first client that booked online?
I couldn't believe it. I was like doing a happy dance and it was so cool. And it was just confirmation that, this is working and it's good and it's incredible. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And I was like, that it wasn't unbelievable. It was very believable because of you. I took the time to do the thought work to make this happen. But it still was kind of surreal that I was selling like at least 1 package a day, sometimes 3 packages a day. Like it was crazy.
Yeah. And how long would it take you before at your $75 an hour rate to make that kind of money in a day? Like, could you have ever made that kind of money in a day?
I saw it was maybe in 1 month was like 6 months of work doing $75. And yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's got to be a whole new self-concept change and shift to go from someone who like, oh, this used to take me 6 months and now I do it in a month.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that for you. I want that for all MFR therapists, because the amount of hustling and overworking that happens in our community breaks my heart. And I see everybody doing it and trying to justify it and normalize it. And it's so uncomfortable for me to witness people doing that. So to hear you saying this, like it's possible for you, you can do it. And you started at $75 an hour. Just for if anyone is listening to this and this is where you're at, I just want you to know you too can have this, and you can go from really hustling hard to just really enjoying your practice and making plenty of money. It is available for everybody. You just have to want that for yourself and be willing to do the things that create it. Okay, so you went from working up the courage to start conversations to being fully booked and selling multiple packages a week like a total badass. If you could think of like one thing or maybe a couple of things that made that shift possible, was there a particular thing that worked for you to help make that shift possible when you're thinking back?
Definitely the thought work. And then the gratitude. And just being so grateful for every client and being bold but neutral about not being attached to the outcome, but just making offers.
I love it. People are going to be like, how does just making offers create this, right? It seems so magical when you're outside of the container, but inside our container, we're like, okay, we're going to work on our thoughts. We're going to clean them up. We're going to do our actions from at least being neutral. If we can get to neutral, that's good enough. We don't have to feel excited to do the thing. We're going to do the thing and we're going to evaluate. It's very simple, very, very simple. And that's how you get the results. What role has clarity about what your actual problems are played in getting the results that you want? Because I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's consistency, but I think it's clarity. It's like being clear on what the problem is.
Can you ask it a different way?
Yeah. Do you feel like clarity is helpful for you? Like, are you very clear on what your business needs and what your business wants now versus before coaching?
Yes, because of the systems and because of the things that we have in place through coaching that highlights when things aren't working and when I can improve on things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like you're solving the problem that your business actually has instead of solving for something maybe it doesn't have.
Yes. And even when it doesn't have it, it's nice too with like the pop-ups and things that you have available to just go in and see if you can improve on them or just check them out and make sure things are still working properly. And
I don't know if you'll be able to think back far enough to remember this, but what was the biggest problem in your business when you joined, or what did you think was the biggest problem?
when I first came to coaching, I knew $75 an hour was not livable and not sustainable for me. I also had a membership where it was like $60 an hour, and many people were on that. So it was not great.
Was your thought, I'm going to burn my business to the ground when you decided on your new rate? Or what? How did you think that was going to go when you did your rate
So when
change?
I first did my rate change after coaching, I thought I did all the things that I needed to do. And I was like 130 was what I came up with through facts and data. But then
through the facts and data you were willing to look at the time.
Yes, exactly. And even then it was scary. So I was like, oh no, I can't do 130. I got to do 125. And that was like, so scary. And then I was not fully booked at 125 and I was almost there. And then now at 185, I am fully booked and it's incredible. I feel like it's not as frictiony and it feels smooth. It feels.
And you got fully booked at 185.
Mm-hmm.
Were you fully booked at 75?
Yes.
What's your fully booked number now at 185?
16.
I love that for you so much. I also love the demonstration of it's not really your rate, it's what your business needs. And knowing fully what it needs is going to allow you to sell better when you know why your rate is your rate. And just picking a rate that's comfortable is going to continue to lead to distress and stress in your business because you won't have enough and you'll work, and you'll still be getting the same results at 75, even at 125 if it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, what does 185 allow for in your business and your life?
It allows for me to take more of an active role in supporting my family. It alleviates a lot of stress off of my husband. It helps me to contribute equally. It helps me to say to my husband, I'm not doing that. Or I am going to go.
How is just shifting that role for you to becoming more of an equal financial contributor in your relationship? How has that changed your relationship with yourself and with your husband?
Yeah, and myself, I feel like I'm more empowered. I don't know how to describe it, more like, I guess just I could sit up straighter and I can walk into a room differently. I don't know how else to describe that besides I just feel really freaking amazing.
Yeah. What does your husband think about it? About your ability to contribute?
When I first told him the rate I was going to, he had a lot of thoughts. And I said, I don't want to hear it. I have a coach for this. You are not my coach. And so he was like, okay, I guess I'll just shut my mouth. And I was like, yes, please. And so then now that I'm doing it, I have the rate in place and I'm doing all the things. And we were having dinner one night and he was like, you know what? I'm done tampering with you. Like, I can't remember the word he used, but I'm done giving you resistance. He's like, I just want to support you. And in whatever way I can do that, I want to be there and I want to encourage you along the way.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing to hear. Like so healing and supportive. Whereas before he probably thought he was being supportive, but he was just like putting his own fears on you, which was making it worse.
100%.
Yeah. Which is so good when you can say like, hey, the boundary is like, I don't want to hear this. And then he honored that. And then also came up with these other words of affirmation to tell you later on.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It's great. I love that. I love that for you guys.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What would you say to another MFR therapist who is feeling nervous to invest in coaching or believes that they can just figure it out alone?
Yeah, I save yourself the struggle and just do it.
How did you like normalize paying for support in your own mind?
I just went like this. Like, I just covered my eyes and just clicked it and just jumped head first. And I was like, whatever, it's just going to be, and I'm just going to do it.
What do you think your biggest fear was in joining? Like where you had to cover your eyes and take the leap? What were you afraid of?
For me at that time, $3,000 was a whole lot of money that I just wasn't sure if I could spend on coaching. And that was really scary to not know, but I'm so glad I did.
Do you think it's because it seems like there's untangible or intangible results from coaching versus like, if you buy a car for $3,000, like you get a car?
Yes. Yeah. I think the fear of the unknown, not knowing if this is going to work, if this is not going to work. And absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I think there's all kinds of ways it won't work. Like it won't work if you just pay the money and you never show up. It won't work if you just pay the money and you never log into the portal. It won't work if you don't want help. And where else like would it not work? Like if you're just resistant to changing your business model, right? Like you could have joined and been like, I'm never raising my price.
Yeah.
And you probably have a different result. Yeah. I think this program is for people who are willing to take the leap, willing to do it scared, willing to take the advice, and willing to live on the growth edge to make a change. And like these are the kinds of changes that make MFR mainstream. The more we stay the same, the more we keep MFR hidden, and the slower growth that we have in our community, and the more people that are out here like doing this, making money, talking about MFR, not keeping it hidden, not keeping yourself hidden, like dressing for success, showing up. That I really do think that that's what helps to make MFR mainstream, because if your business is open 5 years from now, think about how many hundreds, if not thousands of clients you will have touched because you were able to keep your doors open.
Yeah, that's a huge shift. It's so great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the kind of stability you're building into your business now, is the capability of staying open no matter what the economy is doing. Like you're doing this in today's economy, right? Under today's pressures, and you're making a lot of money.
Thank you.
I love that. As you continue to grow, like what are you the most proud of?
That I can talk confidently about MFR, that I can confidently make an offer to help somebody, and that, yes, I could just help in more of an equal way to support my family.
If you could make anything happen in your business, like what's the next step for your business? Is it a pay increase? Is it more time off? Is it more training? Is it a vacation? You want to do something?
Yes. We'd like to go to Wyoming for a pack trip, backpacking or riding on horses in the mountains and camping.
Cool. So when do you think you'll do that?
Hoping next August.
Okay, great. So what's it going to take for you to be able to do that?
Staying fully booked.
So if you stay fully booked, I think this is one way to help make sure you make that goal, is to really get the facts down. Like how much does this cost and how much time do I need off? And every time your bank account or your working capital goes over a certain amount, you take that money and you put it into another account. So you have the money till you hit the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Easy peasy. But I think it's important always to give your brain the next goal and to never stop dreaming or leaning into like what's next. Not what's next in a hustly way or that like I always have to achieve the next level or whatever, but what are like the micro what's next? Going on this trip, having plenty of money for it, having the time off ahead of time. So like you might want to go in your schedule and block off that week now. Plan for it to be done.
Definitely.
Cool. That's exciting. I can't wait to see pictures of your trip and for you to be like, I paid for this 6 months in advance.
I'm so excited too. And I feel like I am getting more through the coaching too. And one of the pop-ups that happened was the time blocking and planning out. I'm starting to plan out my year now. So I love that. I didn't do that yet. But I'm going to do that.
Yeah. What has been some of your favorite bonus calls or things that you've been taught?
The website. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I made my own website. It's wild to me that I was able to do that because I'm not a tech person, but I'm learning. And I feel like if I could do it, anybody can. That was incredible. That was such a great, I feel like that was the top one. But the time blocking, the website, the SEO, I think they were all there's so many good ones, but those were, I feel like, my top 3.
I love that. We're just getting started. 2026 is going to have so many bonus coaches coming in and trainings. I'm just super excited for what's coming down the pipeline for everyone. And it's, I have spent this last year trying to be more connected to people outside of the MFR community because I'm very connected inside. And so I've been trying to meet people outside of the MFR community and also like just push myself because, I'm an introverted person. You've been to seminars with me. I'm an introverted extrovert, I guess, but I like people, but like groups are, I don't know, whatever. This doesn't need to be a counseling session for me. Anyway, because of this deal I've made with myself, I'm going to meet people out, put myself in positions to meet people. I've met all kinds of really fascinating women that can teach us so many things. Like even in the mastermind, I brought in an organizational expert that can work like for computer organization, like the files on the computer. So we did that in there. And then for you guys, the SEO, I'm going to bring in a LinkedIn specialist next year into both programs, a Instagram specialist. I just interviewed her on the podcast this week. So by the time this airs, it'll be weeks ago, but go and listen to that because it's very helpful. And she's going to come in and do a training, which is going to be amazing. Just things like that, like making all of these connections and finding people that can fill in where my expertise ends. Cause I don't have to know it all. I can find people that know the things and bring it in for you guys. So just trying to meet people.
That sounds awesome.
Cash in on their expertise. So is there anything else you want people listening to know about your story, about your journey? Anything you want to share before we wrap up?
Yeah, I would say not to worry about the end game, but just to take small incremental bites. There's so much magic in it. And
yeah, you don't have to do everything all at once. It's like you can do one thing at a time.
Yeah, so good. Yes, I love this program and thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you in it. And I love when people stay because there is always going to be more. We're always going to be adding and growing because we don't just stay the same. Like there's more to learn out there. And I'm always going to be trying to provide it for people. So, all right. Well, I am so happy that you were here. Can you tell people where they can find you? Like, where's your website so they can check it out?
Yes, it's www.soul, that's SOL-inspired.net.
Okay, so go and check Emily's website out there. She made it herself.
And Mish.
Too. Yes, and thank you to Mish, who was our very special guest for that. All right. Emily's story shows that steady, consistent work really does create results. From raising her rate to filling her schedule and confidently selling MFR, she's proof that growth happens when you decide to believe in yourself and take the action from that decision. If you're listening and you want the same kind of results, join us inside the Foundations program. It's the coaching and structure you need to become fully booked and build a calm, profitable MFR business. You can go to www.themfrcoach.com/foundation to join us, and join us on one of my next webinars where I will teach you how to sell MFR to anyone in any situation. And you can register for that by going to themfrcoach.com/webinar. Thanks again, Emily. And for everyone else listening, we'll be back with another episode next week on the MFR Coaches podcast. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the MFR Coaches podcast. If you're ready to grow your myofascial release practice, make sure to sign up for my next free training. These live webinars are designed to help you take real steps towards building a fully booked, profitable business. You can save your seat and find the latest dates at themfrcoach.com/webinar. And if you're looking for more support, the Foundations program is now open year-round. Inside, you'll get coaching, tools, and community to help you get fully booked and stay that way without burning out. One last thing before you go. My brand new book, Your MFR Practice Starts Here, is now available. It's a must-read for any MFR therapist who wants to build a business that actually works. You can grab your copy on Amazon and get your companion guide by going to themfrcoach.com/book. Start implementing right away. I'll see you in the next episode.